There have been a number of studies published recently on the effectiveness of the SIOP model. Overall, we found that teachers who use the SIOP model, their students outperform students whose teachers don't use the SIOP model. So in other words, students that are in the control classes. So they use the same materials, the same curriculum, more or less the same pacing, yet the difference in the two groups is that one group of teachers use the SIOP model techniques and strategies in their lesson delivery. What we found is that these students improve in the areas of content acquisition and language proficiency. One of the most critical findings from several studies recently is that all students in the treatment groups or the SIOP classes outperformed students in the controls, whether they were English learners, English-speaking students, struggling learners, and so forth. So from this most recent research, we've had a lot of anecdotal reports that all students benefit, that it's good for special ed students, it's good for the struggling learner, it's good for all students in the class. But now we have that research evidence that shows that all students benefit from this kind of teaching.
The latest research on SIOP is very promising. We have been fortunate enough to have over 15 years of studies now where we have been able to refine the work that we're doing with teachers and see the effects on children. Some of the latest findings are proving, I guess, what our hypothesis had been all along, that you really can learn language within content classrooms. So you can situate language learning in a math class or a science class, a social studies class. And likewise, the language teachers can be incorporating content. And when language teachers and content teachers work together, the kids gain. So another thing that we have looked at specifically in some of our latest research is that teacher fidelity makes a real difference. So the higher level of implementation of teachers on the SIOP model, the better the achievement results are for the students. A little bit of SIOP can help, but if you do the full model, you get more bang for the buck. One of the other findings that I think is going to be very interesting for people is that SIOP is good for all kids. We anecdotally have heard from teachers over the years that although we designed SIOP initially for the ESL students, other students in the classes were benefiting. Well, in our CREATE studies, we have looked at the effect of SIOP on ELs as well as the non-ELs, the students who are native English speakers, and they're showing achievement gains as well. I think what we see in our schools today is a very diverse classroom. We have many students who are language learners. They come from language minority backgrounds. They're not native English speakers. And they may be in ESL or bilingual programs. We also have quite a number of students who have exited those types of language support programs but still need support in academic language. And we know from national and international studies that many of our students are struggling to be effective readers and writers, to actually reach grade level standards. So the SIOP is critically important because we're finding it can reach all students. So many of the students who struggle with academic literacy in classrooms benefit when their teachers use the SIOP model. As a result, it's a very useful approach for all teachers, and we would like to see teachers at the pre-service level in their university courses learn about the SIOP model so they come into their new teaching situations equipped to work with the diverse classrooms and the language development needs of all of their students. And we'd also like, of course, to see the school districts continue to support the professional development of their current teachers so they can become more effective as well.